Alright, in this video I'm going to share with you how to break into fashion in 2026. My name is Jada and I'm the founder of Global Sabar, the Fashion Career Academy. I've been in this industry for a decade now, over a decade now, having worked previously at Alexander McQueen, Yux, Net-a-Porter and Kering before founding the academy. So I've been seeing a lot of applications from all over the world in different roles over the years, and this is what I believe is going to be the thing that is going to really make the difference in 2026. So I have my notes here, so I'm not trying to not forget anything, and I'm going to share with you what really matters in 2026. So the first big shift that I'm seeing in 2026, even when I speak with fashion recruiters, luxury fashion recruiters, or when I mentor my students, or in general, is that there are more and more applications coming from AI. AI seems the smarter choice, is used by many industry professionals in their job, and it's something that you should definitely start using it. It's not something to avoid just because there are some misconceptions about AI. And definitely is like now a battle bot versus bot from a Wall Street Journal article that I was reading the other day, because candidates are now using AI to build the applications, and at the same time, some companies are using AI to filter applicants in the first phases of the job application and the recruitment process. So the problem with the AI is that on paper it sounds like a smarter solution, faster application, perfectly written sentences, but this creates a serious problem because fashion recruiters are now reading hundreds of resumes and cover letters especially that all look the same and sound the same. Same structure, same buzzword, the same like passionate about fashion and eager to contribute sentences. So AI has made it a little bit easier to write your resume and cover letter, but has created another problem, which is like flattening the communication, the messages, the value, and what really makes you unique as a candidate, which is very, very important in industries such as fashion, especially when you're applying for entry-level roles or internship positions. So how do you stand out in an AI-generated application market? So this is the end of the CV-only application era. There was a time when just submitting a resume was enough to land the position. Probably you've heard about, apply to as many positions as possible and you will get somewhere. But nowadays it's harder because once a polished resume was the exception and was the thing that can actually grab the attention of recruiters. But nowadays, because AI can polish resumes in like seconds, recruiters are looking beyond just a polished resume when it comes to hiring, especially for entry-level positions and internships when your resume are like normally short. And before you panic because you don't have experience, just know that it's absolutely normal, the fact that you don't have experience. Many people, everyone starts without experience with their resume that was very short, with just a degree. You might be a student, a recent graduate, so it's absolutely normal that your resume is short, and this is definitely not the problem. But just submitting an application with just a CV, especially if also your CV has mistakes, is a problem in 2026. What I teach to my students is to add more to the applications. I've always taught that, to be honest, it's not just a 2026 thing, because also the way I broke into fashion, and which now became the framework that I teach within the academy, is to not just go through the standard application phase and the traditional things that people typically suggest, like build a resume and apply. I've already shared over the years to add something more to showcase to recruiters that you are not just someone who's randomly applying for many jobs just to get one job, but that you want to get that specific job. And a way to prove that you really want to get that specific job is to submit something more that is going to show different things about you. Because with your resume, you can always show a certain things. It's like a schematic, representation of your skills, your education, and your experience. With your cover letter, you can add something more, a new layer of information about who you are, what do you like, and why you would like to get that specific job, your motivation, your passion behind your choices. This is particularly important if you're a student, for example, and recruiters want to know the reason why you want to get that job. And just saying I'm passionate about your brand is not going to work. But what I really I'm teaching to my students in 2026 is to pair your resume with a video cover letter. This is because with AI, cover letters can now be generated in 2 seconds. If you don't know how to use properly AI and you just ask ChatGPT, please help me write a cover letter for a fashion internship, this is going to generate for you the same cover letter as thousands of other applicants who are using ChatGPT the wrong way. Which is also the reason why I recently launched the Fashion Recruiter in a Pocket, which is like my new product with 60 ChatGPT prompts, so that you're going to train ChatGPT to think like a recruiter, and so you can generate cover letters, resume, or even get you unstuck from your job search using ChatGPT the right way with the right prompts, so that you don't look like anyone else. But adding a video cover letter is really going to make the difference, because recruiters can actually really see your communication skills in action. And it's not just communication skills based on what ChatGPT or any other AI tool wrote for you when you ask to generate a cover letter. So this is very important. Another trend that I see that is going to raise in 2026 is that we are going to expect more tests and practical evaluations by companies, because they want to see proof that you can do the job. So I see more like tests coming, like skills tests, work samples, more in-person interviews or like phone interviews, so they can really assess your skills, your knowledge in person. Because AI can generate answers in seconds, and so employers are really looking to understand if you're really a good fit for the position. Customization is no longer optional. I've shared over the years how important it is to customize your position to fit that specific brand and that specific position. So if you're applying for a PR internship at Dior and you're applying for a PR internship at Prada, even though the position might look similar, you might have to tweak your resume, your cover letter, because companies have different interests, different values, and the job can also be slightly different from a company to the other, even if it's the same role, it's the same department. So that's why customizing your cover letter, your portfolio, your resume is super important, especially in 2026, where, like I said, AI is now generating a lot of resumes, a lot of documents that all look the same. So it's super important that you customize these documents. Portfolios are not just for fashion designers. Over the years, I've already mentioned and talked a lot about the importance of portfolios, not just for fashion designers. This is not something new that I'm introducing in 2026. I've already been teaching this for a couple of years now, where portfolios are no longer just for designers or stylists or creative roles, but they're also like for marketing, management, PR, buying, editorial. Because especially nowadays, recruiters are looking for proof that you can do the job. And so if you showcase a project that it doesn't need to come from a real work experience, you can build the project that you add to your portfolio. And something that I teach to my students to like simulate the internship from home. You simulate the real tasks that interns would do in their job, like real PR task, real marketing task, real editorial task, real styling task, so that you can showcase to recruiters that you understand what the job is about. You're not just someone who is passionate about fashion, you're also someone who understands what the role is about before you even get the job. And this is going to put you ahead of the majority of candidates who just apply by just submitting a CV or just putting together a very short portfolio, but that doesn't really make or moves the needles because it doesn't show the right skills. When you build a portfolio, it's going to make the difference if that portfolio showcases skills that matter. And if it showcases that you really understand what the job is about. So for example, if you want to get into PR, you might be showing that you understand what a press release is and potentially how to write one, or that you know how samples management work when you communicate with editors or with stylists. These are just examples, but if you can just simulate from home the work, the task that you will be doing once you get the internship, you're already ahead. And recruiters are not really going to look at what you studied or the fact that you don't have experience, because what really matters is that you can contribute now. And you can show this when you build a project like this. And last but not least, stop waiting for the experience and start creating it. The majority of people just wait to get a job in fashion when they're going to have more experience. I'm going to wait before applying for my dream job at Dior, at Vogue, or whatever is your dream company. But everyone started from scratch, so you should not definitely wait to have the experience because it's actually this pre-work that is going to help you land your first job or first internship in fashion. So you can, like I already shared in the previous tip, you can already start building this experience when you simulate and you initiate projects by yourself from home that are not going to end up only in your portfolio, but that are also going to be very helpful for you because you build skills, you understand the concept of fashion, and not just the theory, but like really the practical things that you will need once you're going to be inside the industry. And this is going to really make the difference in your application. So we are really living in a moment where yes, AI is standardizing a little bit of the applications, making all look the same, but you also have the advantage of having this super powerful tool that it wasn't available before. So this means that actually, if you learn how to use AI the proper way, you can speed up your applications, building a more meaningful one, and not just spending one day to apply for just one job, but imagine like multiplying the career opportunities you have. Because if you train ChatGPT and you use it the right way, you can actually build more applications and you can start applying for more jobs than ever before, meaning that you're going to have more opportunities than ever. Because instead of applying just for 2 internships per week, you could potentially be applying for 20 internships per week. But this doesn't mean that you're going to just build random applications, because more is not always better. You always have to customize them. You always have to make sure that the is tailored to that position. And before, this was very, very time consuming. So now when you learn how to use AI the proper way, you can really speed up your job application phase and your job search. We also have to use it the right way. So do not just use AI and let AI decide for you, but use it to think, to do the research, to polish what you already have. You still need to have your own story to make an application memorable. It's not just about a polished wording. It's not about that. It's more about who you are, why you want to work there, why we should hire you. Think about making the company understand that you're ready to contribute from day one, because you understand even just the basic concepts that are necessary to just get started in the industry in that specific role. Alright, so I really hope that this video was helpful. I'm going to leave you in the description box more resources to help you with your career in fashion. And if you want to catch up daily, you can find me at Glam Observer on Instagram, and you can check the courses and the resources in the description.